You have been praying for a breakthrough. You have been looking at the sky, searching for a cloud to move or a lightning bolt to strike, just so you could know for sure that you are on the right path. You have been asking God for a sign, over and over again, in the quiet hours of the night when the house is still and your heart is heavy with doubt. Well, stop searching. Stop looking over your shoulder. You didn't click on this video by accident. You didn't find this message because of a random algorithm. This is the moment. This is the confirmation. This is the sign you have been asking for. God says to you today, I have heard every whisper. I have seen every tear that hit your pillow when you thought no one was watching. I know the frustration of feeling like you are running a race with no finish line in sight. But I am telling you now, the season of searching is over, and the season of seeing has begun. You are a chosen one. You were never meant to fit in with the crowd, and that is why you have felt so out of place for so long. The isolation you felt was not a punishment. It was a preparation. I had to pull you away from the noise so that you could finally hear my voice. Look at the world around you. You see the chaos, the rising costs, and the uncertainty that is gripping the hearts of millions across this nation. Most people are looking for a political leader or an economic genius to save them. But as a chosen one, you know that your help comes from a higher place. You have felt a stirring in your spirit that something massive is about to shift. That stirring is not anxiety. It is your spiritual intuition picking up on the divine wealth that is being released to the remnant. I want you to think about the last 3 years. Think about the doors that slammed in your face. Think about the people you thought were your friends who suddenly disappeared when things got tough. At the time, it felt like your life was falling apart. But in reality, I was clearing the wreckage to make room for a skyscraper. You cannot build $1 billion destiny on a $1,000 foundation. I had to strip away the old habits, the toxic relationships, and the small-minded thinking to prepare you for the level of abundance that is coming. You keep asking for a sign of when the struggle will end. Listen closely. It ends when you stop identifying with the struggle and start identifying with the victory. A chosen one does not beg for crumbs. A chosen one takes their place at the table of the king. The door of wealth is not just cracked open. It is wide open, waiting for you to have the courage to walk through it without looking back. Your past is a closed book. Your future is a blank check signed by the Creator of the universe. As we move forward, I am going to show you why the signs you missed in the past were actually protecting you. I am going to reveal the 3 specific signals that prove your bank account is about to reflect your spiritual authority. You are about to see that every mile of your journey was calculated for maximum impact. But be warned, the moment you accept this sign, the atmosphere around you will change. The enemies of your destiny will notice the shift. They will try to distract you. They will try to tell you that this is just a coincidence. Do not let them steal your moment. This is your divine appointment. You have been looking for something loud. You expected a thunderclap or a voice from a burning bush, but God often speaks in a whisper that cuts through the loudest storms. The sign you are receiving right now is the sudden, overwhelming feeling of enough is enough. That fire burning in your gut, the one that says you can no longer tolerate living paycheck to paycheck, or watching your family struggle while the elite play games with our future. That is not just your frustration. That is a divine activation. It is the Creator stirring your spirit because He is ready to move you into a position of absolute dominance. Let's be honest about the world we are living in. In the United States today, the middle class is being squeezed by design. They want you dependent. They want you distracted by your phone and worried about your bills so you never realize who you truly are. But as a chosen one, you have a built-in radar for the truth. You have noticed that the old ways of working hard for 40 years just to retire on a tiny pension are dead and buried. God is signaling to you that the new economy belongs to the bold. He is giving you the vision to see the hidden wealth that is being transferred from the hands of the globalists into the hands of the righteous. Think about the story of Moses. He was out in the wilderness, doing his job, minding his own business. He saw a bush on fire, but the bush was not being consumed. It was a sign. But notice this, the sign only spoke to him after he turned aside to see it. If he had kept walking, he would have missed his destiny. This video is your burning bush. You could have scrolled past, you could have clicked on a cat video or a news clip, but you turned aside. You stayed. And because you stayed, the message is being delivered. The sign is not just the video itself, it is the peace that is washing over you as you listen. It is the clarity that is replacing your confusion. I want you to understand the logic of the strategic setup. For the last few years, it felt like you were being stripped of everything. Maybe you lost a business, maybe a relationship crumbled, or maybe you just felt a total loss of direction. The enemy wanted you to think you were being destroyed, but God says, I was just clearing the space for the new structure. You cannot put a high-speed engine in a rusted-out car frame. I had to rebuild your character. I had to teach you how to trust me when the bank account was at zero, so that when I put $1 million in it, you won't lose your soul. The sign you are asking for is already manifesting in your ideas. Have you noticed lately that you are thinking about things differently? You are seeing gaps in the market. You are having dreams about businesses or investments that you never considered before. These are not random thoughts. These are heavenly downloads. In the book of Job, chapter 33, verse 14, it says that God speaks again and again. Though people do not recognize it, He speaks in dreams and visions of the night. You have been getting the blueprints, but you were too afraid to believe they were for you. Stop doubting your own greatness. The door of wealth that has opened for you is a door of sovereign abundance. This means it does not depend on the Federal Reserve, the stock market, or who is sitting in the White House. When God opens a door, no man can shut it. But you have to be willing to leave the safety of the shore. You have to be willing to walk away from the good to get to the great. The sign is telling you that the safety you thought you had in your 9-to-5 or your traditional savings is an illusion. The only real safety is in the calling of the chosen one. Listen to the rhythm of your life right now. The coincidences are starting to pile up. You meet the right person at the grocery store. You see a number that reminds you of a promise. You hear a song that speaks to your situation. These are the breadcrumbs of heaven leading you to your palace. But you must be careful not to overanalyze the sign until you talk yourself out of it. Most people wait for 100% certainty before they move. A chosen one moves on 1% faith and lets God provide the other 99%. As we go deeper, I am going to reveal the 3 keys of requisition. These are the specific ways you can claim the wealth that has your name on it. You are about to see how your past pain is being converted into your future profit. The world thinks it's over for people like us. They think we are the forgotten ones. They are about to find out that we are the chosen ones, and we are coming for everything they said we couldn't have. But there is a specific person in your life right now who is trying to dim your light. They are acting as a sign blocker. You need to know how to handle them before you take the next step, or they will pull you back into the darkness. Are you ready to see who is standing in your way? You are moving at a new frequency now, and as you ascend, you are going to notice something uncomfortable. Not everyone can breathe the air where you are going. This is the part of the sign that most people ignore because it hurts. God is showing you that the people who were comfortable with your struggle are becoming agitated by your growth. These are the sign blockers. They might be your friends, they might be your co-workers, or they might even be members of your own family sitting at your dinner table. They see the glow on you, they see the shift in your confidence, and they are trying to pull you back down to the average level where they feel safe. Listen to me. Chosen one. In the United States, we are taught to be nice and to not make waves. But being nice is not the same as being obedient to your calling. When God gives you a sign, it is a command to move, not a request for a group vote. The sign blockers will use guilt. They will say, "Don't forget where you came from," or "You've changed." Of course you have changed. You were not meant to stay a caterpillar forever. You were born to fly. If you stay in the cocoon just to make others comfortable, you will suffocate and die. The door of wealth requires you to leave behind the luggage of other people's opinions. Think about the weight of 100 pounds. To a person who has never trained, it is an impossible burden. But to someone who has been in the gym every day, it is a warm-up. Your life has been a spiritual gym. Every time a sign blocker tried to discourage you, every time someone mocked your dreams in that small American town where everyone knows everyone's business, you were building muscle, you were learning how to hold on to your vision when no one else could see it. Now, that muscle is ready to carry the weight of the abundance that is being poured out. You don't need their permission to be prosperous. You already have the signature of the king. God is using this exact moment to show you who is for you and who is just with you for the ride. There is a difference. Those who are with you are there for the benefits of your company. Those who are for you are there to push you toward your purpose. If you look closely, the sign is revealing a strategic separation. Do not cry over the people who are walking out of your life right now. They aren't leaving because you did something wrong. They are leaving because their part in your story is finished. If they stayed, they would only slow you down during the divine acceleration that is about to hit your bank account. The elite want you to stay connected to small-minded people because it keeps your vibration low. They want you arguing about petty things so you don't have time to build empires. But the sign you asked for is a call to high-level focus. Look at Nehemiah in the Bible. He was rebuilding the walls of Jerusalem, a massive project of restoration and wealth. His enemies kept calling him to come down and talk. His response, "I am doing a great work, so that I cannot come down." Joe, that needs to be your mantra for 2026. You are doing a great work. You are building a legacy. You cannot come down to the level of gossip, drama, or doubt. Every dollar that is coming to you has a purpose attached to it. It is not just for a bigger house. It is for a bigger reach. When you have the resources, you become the sign blocker for the enemy. You become the one who stops the cycle of poverty. You become the one who funds the truth in a world of propaganda. But to get there, you have to pass this test of loyalty. Are you more loyal to your past or to your future? Are you more loyal to the people who want you small, or to the God who created you to be a giant. The sign is clear. The atmosphere is charged. You are sensing a closing window of opportunity in the next few months. The economic landscape of America is going to shift in a way that will make some people very poor and others very wealthy. There will be no middle ground anymore. The chosen ones who act on the signs will be the new leaders of the economy. Those who wait for more proof will be left behind in the collapse. This is not fear-mongering. It is a strategic alert. I want you to pay attention to your first thought in the morning. For the next 3 days, the very first idea that pops into your head when you wake up is a direct instruction from the Creator. It might be a name, a business idea, or a specific move you need to make with your finances. Do not dismiss it. That is the sign within the sign. It is the practical application of the spiritual truth you are hearing right now. But as you prepare to move, there is a shadow of doubt that is going to try to whisper one last lie to you. It is the lie that you have waited too long, or that it's too late for you. I am going to expose that lie for exactly what it is. You are not late. You are right on time for a miracle. The shadow of doubt is a cunning enemy. Right now, it is whispering to you that you have missed your window. It is telling you that if you were truly a chosen one, you would have made your move in your 20s, or that the economic ship has already sailed. This is a total lie designed to make you surrender right before the finish line. God does not operate on a human clock. He does not care about your age, your credit score, or how many years you spent wandering in the wilderness, in the kingdom of heaven. There is no such thing as being late. There is only being prepared. Listen to me, because this is a strategic truth for the American dreamer. We live in a culture that obsesses over the young prodigy. But God often saves his heaviest hitters for the second half of the game. Look at Abraham. Look at Moses. They didn't even start their real mission until most people today would be looking for a retirement home. The sign you are receiving today is a message of divine reclamation. Yes, sir, God is not just going to give you a future. He is going to restore the years that the locusts have eaten. He is going to compress time. What should have taken you 20 years to build, you are going to see manifest in the next 24 months. This is the logic of the last-minute twist. Think about a movie where the hero is backed into a corner. The clock is ticking down to 0, and all hope seems lost. That is exactly when the master plan is revealed. You are at the 0 hour of your life. The elite think they have won. They think they have successfully locked you into a system of permanent debt and digital control. But they didn't account for the chosen one. They didn't account for the fact that you are backed by the one who owns the gold and the silver in every hill of this great land. Your lateness is actually your advantage, because you are starting now. You have the wisdom of your past mistakes and the hunger of a lion. Think about the pound of pressure it takes to create a diamond. If the pressure stopped too early, it would just be a lump of coal. You felt like you were being crushed for too long, didn't you? You felt like the weight of the world was never going to lift. But that pressure was intentional. It was refining your spirit so that when the wealth hits your hands, it won't break you. Most people who get rich quick lose it just as fast because they don't have the character to hold it. But you have been forged in the fire. You are unbreakable. The sign is telling you that the refinement period is over. The diamond is ready to shine. I want you to stop looking at the calendar and start looking at the covenant. In the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 25, God promises, "I will restore to you the years that the swarming locust has eaten." This is your legal right as a chosen one. You are about to receive a back payment of blessings. Every unpaid hour of overtime, every stolen idea, every missed opportunity, it is all being gathered into a single wealth event that is heading straight for your life. The sign you asked for is the sudden acceleration of your harvest. You are going to sow today and reap tomorrow. But there is a condition for this reclamation. You must let go of the grief of the past. You cannot walk through the door of abundance if you are still looking back at the years you think you wasted. Those years were not wasted. They were the cost of your tuition in the school of the Spirit. If you hadn't gone through that desert, you wouldn't recognize the sign when it appeared. You wouldn't have the grit to handle the counterattack. Shake off the regret. Wash your face. Put on the garment of praise. The king is calling you to the court, and he doesn't want to hear about your old prison cell. The economic landscape is shifting rapidly, while the world is mourning the death of the American dream. The chosen one is witnessing its rebirth in a new, digital and decentralized form. God is giving you the eyes of an eagle to see the opportunities in the rubble. You are going to see value where others see trash. You are going to see profit where others see loss. This is not luck. It is the fulfillment of the sign. As we move into the next phase, I am going to show you the immediate action you must take in the next 24 hours. There is a specific move that will act as your seal of faith. If you do it, you signal to the heavens that you have received the message. If you hesitate, you risk falling back into the cycle of questioning. The master plan is in motion. The reclamation has begun. But there is one final test of vision you must pass before the full weight of the blessing is released. Are you ready to see what is required of your eyes? The final barrier between you and the manifestation of this sign is not your circumstances, it is your vision. God is asking you a critical question right now. Do you see what I see? Or do you only see what the world tells you to look at? This is the test of vision. The elite spend billions of dollars every year to control your vision. They want you to stare at the inflation numbers, the political division, and the looming shadows of crisis. They know that if they can keep your eyes on the storm, they can keep your feet from walking on the water. But a chosen one has been given a second set of eyes, the eyes of faith that see the invisible before it becomes the inevitable. Listen closely, because this is how you activate the magnification of favor in your life. In the United States, we are raised to be realists. We are told to see it to believe it. But the kingdom of God operates on the exact opposite logic. You must believe it to see it. The sign you have been asking for is already all around you, but it is currently in seed form. If you look at a seed with natural eyes, you see a tiny brown speck. But if you look at it with the eyes of a chosen one, you see a forest. You see shade for your children. You see fruit for your community. You see the end of hunger. You must start speaking to your seeds as if they are already forests. Think about the atmosphere in your home right now. Is it an atmosphere of expectation or an atmosphere of resignation? God is signaling to you that He is ready to magnify the small things you have in your hand. Remember the widow with the small jar of oil? She thought it was nothing, but when she started pouring in obedience to the word of the prophet, that small jar filled every vessel she could find. Your small jar might be a side hustle, a creative idea, or a tiny bit of savings you've managed to scrape together. The sign is telling you, start pouring. Do not wait for the tank to be full. Start the business now. Write the first page now. Buy the domain name now. The oil only flows when you are in motion. This magnification is a strategic strike against the spirit of scarcity. While the globalists are trying to convince you that resources are running out, the Creator is reminding you that He is the source of all resources. When you pass the test of vision, you stop being a consumer of the world's narrative, and you start being a creator of your own reality. You begin to see that the chosen one status is not just a title nor lamot tambang chungyan chasu uai vut choi. Favor is not fair, and it is not earned. It is a divine weight that tips the scales in your direction even when the odds are stacked against you. You are going to experience what I call the magnet effect, because you have aligned your vision with the sign. Things that you used to chase will start chasing you. Opportunities that you were once unqualified for will suddenly seek you out. People of influence will find themselves unable to sleep until they have helped you. Why? Because the King has put a mark on you. This is the mark of the chosen one. It is an invisible frequency that tells the universe, this one is authorized for abundance. Do not hinder them, only help them. I want you to take a moment and look at your hands. These are the hands that are going to build the new American legacy. These are the hands that will sign the checks for ministries and charities. These are the hands that will hold the deeds to property that your ancestors only dreamed of. Do not let these hands hang down in discouragement. Lift them up. The sign is not just a promise for the future, it is an empowerment for the present. The power to create wealth is being stirred up in you right now. But as this favor magnifies, the temptation to be quiet about it will arise. The world will tell you to be humble, which they usually mean as stay small so we don't feel bad. Reject that false humility. True humility is being exactly who God said you are. If He called you to be a billionaire for the kingdom, then being a millionaire is an act of disobedience. If He called you to be a leader of thousands, then staying in a cubicle is a waste of His investment. The final instruction is coming. It is the seal of the covenant that will lock this word into your physical reality. You are minutes away from a total shift in your trajectory. The sign has been delivered. The vision has been tested. Now, it is time for the final decree. The moment of transition is no longer in the distance, it is under your feet. You have moved through the recognition of the sign, the removal of the blockers, and the expansion of your vision. Now, there is only one thing left to do to finalize this divine transaction. You must issue your decree in the United States. We understand the power of a signature on a legal document. In the kingdom of heaven, your words are your signature. As a chosen one, your tongue has the authority to bind the spirit of lack and loose the spirit of abundance. God is waiting for you to stop asking for the sign and start being the sign. This is the ultimate strategic counterattack. The elite believe they have a monopoly on the future because they control the headlines, but they do not control the heart line of the chosen one. While they are planning for a world of scarcity and control, you are decreeing a world of freedom and overflow. You are the architect of your own territory. God has given you the keys to the kingdom, and today you are turning the lock. Every financial chain that has held your family back for generations is being snapped right now, not by your might, but by the authority of the sign you have accepted. I want you to realize the weight of this moment. You are not just watching a video, you are participating in a spiritual inauguration. You are being sworn in as a steward of the king's resources. The sign you asked for has been delivered, and now the heavens are recording your response. Do not leave this moment with a wait-and-see attitude. Leave it with a done-deal conviction. When you walk out of your house tomorrow, walk like someone who has already seen the bank balance shift. Speak to your creditors with the confidence of someone who knows the debt is already paid in the spirit. This is how a chosen one operates. We do not wait for the physical to move the spiritual. We move the spiritual to command the physical. The sign is a guarantee of uncommon protection. As you step into this wealth, as you become a person of influence and power, the shadow of the Almighty will cover you. You do not have to fear the arrow that flies by day, or the pestilence that stalks in the darkness. Your abundance is a fortress. Your legacy is a shield. God is positioning you as a lighthouse in the coming economic storm. While others are being tossed by the waves, you will be the one providing the anchor. This is the final purpose of the sign, to turn you into a savior for your people. As we conclude this journey, remember that the door of wealth is not a revolving door. You aren't going in just to come back out. You are taking up permanent residence in the land of more than enough. The sign was the invitation. Your faith was the ticket. And your obedience is the key. Everything you have dreamed of, the freedom, the peace, the ability to give without limits is now within your reach. Reach out and take it. This journey we have taken together today is not just a moment of inspiration, it is a moment of total transformation. You came here asking for a sign, and God has met you with a strategic blueprint for your entire future. We have unmasked the sign blockers, reclaimed your lost years, and activated the master key of alignment. You now possess the spiritual technology to turn your current reality into a divine legacy. The world may be shaking, but as a chosen one, you are standing on rock. The lesson for you today is simple. The sign is not outside of you. It is the fact that you are still standing. It is the fact that your heart is still beating with a hunger for greatness. That hunger is God's way of telling you that the meal is ready. Do not let the noise of the world or the whispers of the elite dim the fire that has been lit in your soul today. You are the head and not the tail. You are the lender and not the borrower. You are the chosen one for such a time as this. If you have received this sign today and you are ready to seal this word in your life, I want you to join this community of remnants who are taking back the American dream in the name of the King. If this video was the sign you've been praying for, I want you to comment 777 right now to declare your breakthrough. If you still have questions or want me to dive deeper into specific strategies, comment 0 so I can serve you better in the next video. Or leave a comment telling us about the burning bush moment you had today. Your story could be the sign that someone else needs to see. And whatever you do, do not forget to subscribe to this channel. We are building a movement of independent, wealthy, and powerful believers. And we need your voice in this fight. The sign has been given. The door is open. I'll see you on the other side. Stay bold, stay blessed, and never forget, you are the sign the world has been waiting for, Ten.